With all of these controversies, all of these scandals, all of this scrutiny, how does Facebook seem to keep beating the odds?
You know what? It's the Teflon company. It really is. Every quarter, I say the same thing. They've been able to grow their revenue, grow their user base, despite mounting challenges. And this quarter, more of the same. It's really, really incredible that Facebook has been able to do this quarter after quarter after quarter.
Now, David, I'm going to push back a little on the Teflon thing. They beat on DAUs, daily active users. They beat on revenue. They came in a little light on monthly active users. But do you really think that all of this is not going to impact the company's long-term reputation and ability to grow?
Well, the company's reputation is seriously impaired already. The ability to grow is a complicated question because, as Deborah pointed out, they just keep raking in the dough. They are a brilliantly well-designed advertising platform, and especially for smaller businesses, there really isn't another place to go where results can be achieved that are similar. That's a great thing for this company. But long term, is it going to affect them? It is absolutely going to affect them. There's no question about that.
Now,
I would love to jump in. I absolutely 100%. Yeah, I'm sorry. I absolutely 100% agree with David on that part of it. I think that the Teflon part of it is their ability to grow their revenue and grow their user base quarter after quarter. I do believe that there's plenty of consumer sentiment issues with Facebook. There's plenty and growing issues with regards to how advertisers feel about Facebook. But the thing is they're still spending there, and people are still using Facebook despite those concerns.
Now, earlier today, Zuckerberg did give a town hall at the company. Here's what he had to say about the settlement with the FTC. Take a listen.
I believe that companies should be held accountable on privacy. And this is what accountability looks like. Right, as part of this settlement, we have to pay a major fine, and there are now very clear rules around how we need to operate on this. And I believe that this is going to help us serve our community better.
Now, the FTC could have sued Facebook. That didn't happen. They could have sued Zuckerberg personally. That didn't happen. They could have curtailed Zuckerberg's professional responsibilities as well. That happened to a very small extent. But David, do you think the settlement goes far enough to provoke, the introspection that you believe is needed as the company continues to grow?
Well, I would probably have to say no, because I do not see enough introspection. I mean, if it takes a $5 billion fine to make a company finally start doing what it should have been doing all along with privacy and governance, that's a very bad sign about the culture of that company. Now, I do see many signs of gradual reform and consciousness raising and changing behavior. I'm not going to deny the company's definitely in a better place behaviorally than it has been in the past. But the fundamental reasons why all this happened has not been addressed. And I think they really had allowed a culture to emerge which really showed very little concern for some basic interests of their users, because they were so thrilled at the amount of money they were making. That's my simple analysis.
Now, Deb, this is really a family of companies now. There's Facebook, the Blue app, there is Messenger, there is WhatsApp, there is Instagram. How do you see growth at all of these different divisions changing in the future? We know that Instagram continues to be a better and better story. We suspect that Facebook proper users, they're getting older, growth is starting to slow down. What do you see?
Yeah, absolutely. Instagram remains a very strong growth engine for Facebook, no question. But that said, according to our forecast, Instagram is still, well under 1/3 of Facebook's total revenue, and will continue to be that way in the next few years. So it's not like growth at Instagram is going to suddenly, balloon this company up to be much even bigger than it already is. The main part of revenue, the main driving force for revenue for Facebook remains that big Blue app. There is still no revenue going into WhatsApp. There is very limited revenue going into Messenger at this point. So really it's all about the Blue app, and it's all about Instagram at this point, with most of the focus on the Blue app.